scoring explosion from you?
I mean, for the most part, just an increase in volume, playing at the point of attack. Obviously, with this game, I mean, we left some things on the board for sure. Had some open threes, and I missed some free throws, so we'd like to have those back. And they had some late clock threes, too, that were crushing.
Right. With the small lineup, them getting offensive rebounds, that's something you're just going to have to deal with?
Some of that, yeah. You know what I mean? Kessler is one of the best offensive rebounders in the league. And so, we gotta sandwich rebound and do our best, but, some of that is going to happen.
What do you think of the defense they're throwing at you when they're throwing two guys at you?
I mean, it's not the first time in my career I've seen some stuff like that. So, it's, I guess, a compliment, and you just kind of try to make the right read off of that, right? I arrow-mailed one of them to Josh in the first half, got a turnover doing that. But overall, I think, trying to get to Josh to drive or to go in the middle or find shooters and just play the swing. I mean, obviously, if you're going to double, then that means, it's 4-on-3 on the backside. And, sometimes you got to just get off it and other guys got to make plays. And, in the second half, we started to kind of pick it up a little bit and make some shots. We definitely left some money on the board as a group.
You made a nice chunk of money tonight playing the 50th game of the season and guaranteeing your salary for next season. Just how would you describe the importance or the pride that you take in being durable, especially this season, knowing how important you are to the lineup, but also knowing where you've come from in the last year with the injury?
Yeah, I mean, I would say in my career in general, I've taken pride in being durable. A lot of when people talked about me not playing games, it came from my first 2 seasons where there were DNP coaching decisions, and then obviously my ACL year, which, unfortunately can't really control, right? Other than that, I've taken great pride in trying to take care of my body, eat right, as you guys write about a lot.
Today.
Yeah, and trying to be durable. And so when I signed this deal, and this was part of kind of the structure in terms of the health clauses, right? In my mind, I had a 3-year guaranteed deal because I ain't seen myself not playing 50 games. You know what I mean? Even if it was a situation where I didn't play back-to-backs both years, I still didn't see myself not, playing 50 games. So it's a great milestone ahead. I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't like the money and stuff like that. I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all. I'm not. But overall, it's a stepping stone in the season. And, I would say defensively, you just got to kind of keep putting it all together. We look forward to having LD back and picking up some wins, going on a run like we did last year.
You guys obviously showed in Phoenix that you guys can play and you can win without having Luka out there the entire time. But when you guys go into a game knowing from the start that Luka's not going to be out there, is there anything specific that changes or that is different because you guys haven't won a game like that in a situation like that this season?
Not so much. I mean, yes, technically you're correct, but I'd say with him going out, with 3 minutes to go, that was effectively a win without him. He's an MVP. We're not going to be better without him. That's just not the way the game works, you know what I mean? But we understand our roles. We understand what we have to do. Obviously, I personally have a little bit more volume. We got to play a little bit faster, try to get some easy buckets in transition because we're not going to have that post-up threat and some of that half-court efficiency with the way he draws fouls and things like that. But, we'll still be able to generate some good, clean, open looks for our shooters as we did tonight. And we just, we got to knock them down. Overall, I don't think the tie of this game was terrible outside of probably the first quarter. We gave a little bit too many points, 34. But we had a really good third quarter, obviously, defensively, and kind of picked it up, just not quite enough.
Back to the contract, I know it was a sign and trade deal. Was it the Nets that put it in, or was it the Wizards that put it in?
No, the Wizards. The way it works, I technically signed the contract with Brooklyn, but, to my knowledge, don't quote me on any of this because I'm not a CBA expert. It's negotiated with the Wizards. And it was kind of a part of the whole Russell Westbrook to LA thing that got like thrown in, and the way salaries work and all that type stuff. But it was more so a free agency decision, and then like a work through, however it technically ends up happening. But that wasn't a Nets thing, and obviously they took the trade exception that year instead of any of the players in the deal. So it was really just kind of, I was leaving in free agency, and they got a trade exception out of it. So it was like a favor.
Back to the game, you guys made it a 3-point game with 2.5 minutes ago. Then Marketing hit that big 3-pointer to put them up. How big was that for them?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they hit some really timely threes. I know Marketing hit one. I think Beasley hit a couple late clock, or we're making a run and stuff like that. And obviously in their building. And again, like if we don't put ourselves down, then we're not in that situation. But you also got to also credit them for hitting big shots, right? Because if they don't, we come down, score, cuts it again, it changes the flow. But they hit big time shots, and they're a great 3-point shooting team, and they played with a lot of energy all year. Markkanen's probably going to be an all-star, and deservedly so. Beasley's a great shooter. And yeah, I mean, they hit big time shots. Those though, you can kind of. The shot clock at 2-1, he hits a contested 3. You can live with those. You want to, limit the easy buckets or the early fouling that we had when they had 10 free throws, I think, in the first quarter. Like, that's the stuff that you want to get away from. It's not the, Hail Mary 3 that happens to go in.
Did you happen to see the tape of the Tyree Nichols in Memphis that got killed by police officer?
Oh, man. I'm not going to comment on that one tonight.
Thank you, Spencer.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
Last few minutes just came short before you attribute that to.
Yeah, I think, look, the guys played to exhaustion. Understanding we had a great look to cut it to 5. I thought the second half was better. That kind of looked like we were back in Phoenix, getting stops, and then Spencer controlling the offense and finding guys, knowing when to go and when to, accept a double team. Utah shot the ball extremely well. We just couldn't get them to miss, and we just couldn't have timely makes. Josh had some good looks, 2 at 3, that just didn't go down tonight. The guys were exhausted, but that's the way you have to play if you want to win on the road.
What do you think was the difference between the first half and the second half? Obviously, you said the second half was more like Phoenix, but in the first half, what was missing?
Well, I just think the defense, again, we had to take them off the 3. They shot the 3. Marketing and then keeping them off the free throw line. In the first half, we gave them 14. In the second half, we gave them 10. So we did a better job of keeping them off the free throw line. But it's just, the small details in that first half, they took advantage of it. And I thought in the second half, after we talked about it, the guys came out and executed what we had to do.
Obviously, they played well without Luka and Phoenix for all 4 minutes, but is there a mental component when you know going into a game that you're not going to have a guy that's so central to your opponent or to your opponent that plays into the struggles that you all have without him?
I don't think so. I think, you look at playing without him, in Phoenix, the guys knew they were playing without him, today, so there was no surprise. I think the guys, again, did a great job in the second half to give ourselves the opportunity to win. It wasn't pretty, but to come out in that second half and execute on both sides, we just needed one shot to go down for us. And if it gets down to 5, who knows what happens.
How big a factor was the rebound, Jason? I know they had 13 out of the building.
Yeah, well, we're playing small, so, that's going to be an area that we might have to give up and concede. But we can't give up that many. Understanding we are small, but, even being small and sometimes giving up the offensive rebound, we just can't give up that 3, and that's the one thing that's happening is we're giving up the 3 after that offensive rebound. A tip in or something like that doesn't hurt you. The 3s hurt you, and that in that first half they got a lot of those offensive rebounds that turned to 3s. But again, I love the way that we came out after halftime and competed. we're going to give up some offensive rebounds. We're going to give up some layups. But the big thing is these guys put themselves in a position to win the game.
What do you say to your team after this 1-1 road trip, mostly without Luka and Seawood?
Yeah, well, we got a lot of injuries, but the character of that locker room is high, and we believe that in the second half that we could play. And I mean, before that, we thought, hey, if we can do a couple things, take the 3 away, which we didn't do in that first half, that we can, maybe get another one here. It's not about the injuries. We got to play with the guys in uniform. That's just the way the league is. And I thought, again, the guys fought.
Thanks.